games, haven't we? We've got a mixture of Premier League games and FA Cup quarterfinals as well. Looking at it, I mean, I've got West Brom Man United down as a key game. United obviously still striving to secure some sort of European football for next year, and you've got West Brom trying to survive in the Premier League. And you've got to remember, in terms of this fixture, the reverse fixture was the catalyst, if you like, for Man United's demise this season. West Brom, if you remember, in September, I think it was September 21st or something of that nature, go up to Old Trafford, seen as lambs to the slaughter, and they end up winning 2-1. I don't think United have recovered from that. But that said, I don't know if there's such a thing as revenge, but I think United's players will remember that, and I thoroughly expect the Van Persies of this world, the Januzajs, the Matters, the Rooneys to go up to the Midlands and take all 3 points off West Brom. You've also got Cardiff Fulham. Now, I think they've had about 5 managers between the two teams, these two sides, and I think this is going to end up a draw. And if anyone is going to win, I think it'll be a Fulham. But I don't think any of these two teams will survive. So I think Cardiff Fulham will be a draw. You've got another interesting game, haven't you, in terms of Crystal Palace versus Southampton. You've got Jason Puncheon doing so well for Palace, facing former employers in terms of Southampton, have been so slick. If only they could find their cutting edge, the edge that they had at the start of the season. I think Palace's need is greater than Southampton. Southampton don't have too much to play for. I think Palace will get all the points in terms of that. Then you've got Norwich versus Stoke. You know, Chris Hughton at Norwich has got to, you know, man up again. So have his players. I mean, it seems to be one win. What did they do a couple of weeks ago? They beat Tottenham rather fortuitously. Then they go to now they play Stoke. Premier League game of the weekend is actually the last one on Saturday. There's no games on Sunday at 5:30 at the Bridge. You've got Chelsea versus Tottenham. Now, Chelsea, what could go 9 points clear at the top of the table in terms of away from Manchester City anyway, and you've got Tottenham, who are chasing Champions League, if not better. Don't quite think they'll win the league, but Champions League is there to be done. I'm going to go for Tottenham to beat Chelsea at the Bridge on Saturday evening, just to throw a mad topsy-turvy season into more topsy-turviness, if there's such a term. I think it will throw the doors wide open if Tottenham can take a point or 3 of Chelsea, and I expect them to do so. Mourinho might be in shock, but it'll help Tottenham's bid for Champions League football next term. In the FA Cup, what do we have? We have quarterfinals. Are they exciting? Well, the first one is certainly exciting. You've got 2 Premier League teams, Arsenal versus Everton, 12:45 at the Emirates. Now, Arsenal's season actually hinges on this quarter-final. Should they beat Everton, they'll be then obviously at the semi-finals at Wembley, which takes them closer to a trophy, still with a bit of work to do. Everton have got FA Cup pedigree, certainly with Roberto Martinez, who's the FA Cup winning manager, admittedly with Wigan, but I think this one's going to be a real humdinger. I think Arsenal will just shade it. I think home advantage will be key for that one. We then got Sheffield United versus Charlton. My old mate Chrissy Powell at Charlton has done a fantastic job. He's got no money to spend. His job's been under threat. There's been takeovers, but he's just got the boost of the new management saying that he's going to get a new contract, and I think that Charlton will get through to the semi-final. You've then got Hull versus Sunderland. This could go anyway, couldn't it? I think that Sunderland, obviously with their Capital One appearance and defeat, have a real penchant for cup football. Sadly, I think Hull might win the day on this one. Steve Bruce, who's been around a long time, knows the manner, has home advantage. I think Hull will get through there. And then last but no means least, you have a repeat of last year's FA Cup final. You've got Manchester City playing Wigan. If you remember, Wigan under Martinez provided the shock of the season, if you like, in the last game of the season. The underdogs beat the fat cats, as they say. Don't expect that to happen this time. Expect City to take revenge, and also be mindful of what happened to them last term. What I think will be interesting, this game won't be as easy as some people think. You've got Uwe Rosler, the new manager at Wigan, who's playing some wonderful, or getting his team to play some wonderful football. They're looking good for maybe a playoff spot in the Championship, but I think they'll get swept aside in a difficult game for City. in this quarter-final. So I expect Arsenal, I expect Charlton, I expect Hull, and I expect Manchester City to make up the semi-finalists. And I've got a funny feeling that one semi-final will see Arsenal play Manchester City, and whoever wins that will win the FA Cup this year.